Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast, and today we are talking about this new Pyoro leak. Apparently, there's a new Game Freak game under development that we're going to hear about on Pokemon Day this year. Actually, it's Monday. It's Monday afternoon. That's actually in like 3 days. It's baffling. We got a lot of stuff to take a look at today. We want to speculate. We want to maybe put some pieces together. We made a video earlier today, just kind of briefly recapping. But today, what we want to do right now is just kind of go into the deep end. My name's DustyGogoat. Today, I'm joined by Jake Steinberg. How you doing, man?
Hello, doing well. Monday, dude. Ooh.
I know. It's been a vibe. It's been a
yeah.
I feel like I've been productive. I feel like it's been good.
Definitely.
We made I made some emergency content.
Yep.
Just saw the family. That was nice.
Sure, that's great.
But where's your head at? Pyoro last night put out let me pull it up here for you guys. Put out this here it is. This cryptic blue sky image. And I mean, I'm assuming this is literally the scientific render of a synapse.
Synapse.
Synapse. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you got a little louder just there.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
No, you're good.
I
kind of got scared.
I turned
got
something
scared.
on that wasn't on.
Okay.
So now I'm in the green, baby. Now I'm feeling good.
Let's go, dude. I'm gonna just squeeze you down to 89%. Okay, so we got this cryptic image of the synapse, and
No, still Synapse.
okay, synapse. Okay, it's not tomato.
No, definitely not. You never hear like your synapses are firing. You never hear that.
I feel like I just say the synapse.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, all right. We're not gonna have that here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So okay, we got the Project Synapse, right? This is something that we learned about. It's a code name that we learned about from the Terra Leak last year. If for those who are unfamiliar, and yeah, I think all. So again, from the Terra Leak, from what we kind of like figured out. From those leaked documents was that this game's going to play something like Splatoon, which I haven't personally played. It's going to be a multiplayer game, and it's developed by Game Freak and Ilka, which is that's just ringing a bunch of things in my mind. That makes me excited.
Right. Yeah.
But where's your head at with all this, Jake?
Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. I feel like everything I've been saying for the past year about the coverage surrounding the Terra Leak has come to a head. I feel like we are seeing in dramatized live how I've kind of had this opinion that the way that the Terra Leak was kind of covered and the beats that covered it was unscrupulous. It was the kind of thing where the people who were spreading this information, I felt it was like playing a game of telephone. You never knew who a first party source versus a second party source versus who were the originators of what was coming out of the Terra Leak and then who was saying the things that came next.
Sure.
And I feel like a lot of what I have seen today is that everyone is almost tongue-tied over what Synapse actually is, what was actually told to us in the Terra Leak, what we do know, what we don't, what is kind of an estimation, a guess, and what is confirmed.
Yeah.
So, and I think the big thing is that I keep hearing this stuff thrown out all the time. I hear the Splatoon thing, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like people keep saying just the word Splatoon, and we're all just deciding what that means. And like it could be the art style. It could be the fact that it's a team-based multiplayer game. It could be like, you know what I mean?
I think it's easy to hear something, to have something be compared to another thing, and just kind of like if you haven't played that game or whatever we're talking about, it's easy to be like to make the connection to whatever the most obvious outlier is, right? Like if it whatever you imagine Splatoon to be, it's very easy to be like, oh, if this thing's like Splatoon, it's gonna be like Splatoon, without actually going a little bit deeper. Because I'll say it for the people who are with me.
Please.
I haven't played Splatoon, so I don't know anything about it. All I know is that the characters speak this like alien made up language, which I think is really cool. There's lore. There's lore to these little squid people. That's pretty cool. I think the trailers are sick, and the art style is also pretty cool. But when it comes to the gameplay, I know nothing.
So the problem with calling something out and saying this is like Splatoon is that there are a lot of multiplayer team-based shooters. When you say that something is like Splatoon, what you are implying, at least to video game people, is that there is a degree to which the game is about covering the ground. It is not about getting kills. At the end of the game, whoever covered most of the ground wins the match.
Yeah.
And do we think that that's what the leaker was trying to say about Synapse?
Maybe.
Probably not. Probably not, though.
Okay,
right?
sure.
Probably not. Like so now we kind of have to say, okay, so who was the person that said it was like Splatoon, and what's their perspective?
Yeah.
We don't really know. We don't really know.
Yeah.
So like, what did they see that made them go, this is like Splatoon? And the really weird thing that I kind of think throws a wrinkle in all of this is that, like, right now I'm seeing a tweet from, it looks like 5 hours ago, from Centro Leaks, right?
Yeah.
And they're saying, thanks to the leaks, we now know Pokemon Project Synapse, a new online multiplayer Pokemon game, is being unveiled this week. And it goes on to talk about this game a little bit, and it includes a video of Rodeo, which you and I did an entire stream about Project Rodeo.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And we dug into it. That video is great. I actually posted that in my Discord today. People were loving it.
Oh, dude,
and
that's awesome.
That was a fun stream. And
the VOD is up. The VOD is live after this. Please go help yourself.
Yeah. Really fun. We really dig into that. And the crazy thing about Rodeo is that Rodeo features in the Terra League, there was a piece of art, a gun that shoots paint.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
Yes.
And
yes.
The fact that, like, you can say, hey, there's a game here, Synapse, something Splatoon, but then there's another game that we had a complete leak for that was presumably canceled, Project Rodeo, Pokemon Rodeo, and it literally featured a gun that shoots paint. How can anyone make the argument that these two things are completely separate?
Yeah.
Oh, that is way too singular of a distinction, I would say.
Dude, this is sick. Look at this.
Yeah.
There's literally I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
In the video this morning when I mentioned that you were texting me, this is what you were texting me, and I should have looked at my phone because this is insane. This is
right. So I think really it's funny. I've been looking around the internet. I've been looking around the internet today, and I've been seeing what people have been saying Project Synapse is. I saw a loud group of people saying that they think it's a Pokemon Stadium, like a showdown-like kind of game. And I genuinely have no idea where this commentary is coming from because I don't know.
Is it speculation?
I don't know.
Okay.
I like, if you go on Reddit right now, the biggest threads are like, I think this is going to be their Pokemon Stadium game. I just think if you have followed the Terra Leak at all, if you have paid any attention to the materials that we saw last year, I'm not saying this is 100% correct, but I'm just saying based on the information we have now, the only conclusion that you can come to is that Pokemon Rodeo has been retooled and reworked into Synapse. That's listen, Rodeo, early build, whatever.
Yeah.
They got away from it. Maybe it was too similar to Pokemon Unite. They said we gotta sit on this. We're gonna but like so much work was put into it. You and I on that stream, we watched all of these videos of different movesets for different Pokemon, different like open environments. Like there was incredible key art. That picture of the like Shadow Ho-Oh and the team of 5 people are fighting that Ho-Oh at the same time. I think that's like the coolest piece of art we got out of the Terra League.
Bro, yeah.
And
let's pull this up right here.
Yeah, for me what that piece of art is that it's the rare, you can suss like 5 different gameplay things from that piece of art.
Yeah.
And that's cool because we're talking about
a video
that's
game. So true, dude. Yeah. So you got first off, you ride the Pokemon. Second off, there's like a raid style battle. Third off, every Pokemon functions differently. I'm looking at, I don't know if this is like a power up or something, but like Electivire with the, I don't even know what you would call that, Thunder Arm. Thunder Punch.
In the Terra League,
Punch. Yeah.
In the Terra League, you could actually see a lot of these Pokemon's different movesets, and one of Electivire, the way that Electivire played was that you ran around and you charged up, and then you did a electric punch, you unleashed it, then you had to go charge it up again, and And it was like a whole mechanic
Oh
intrinsic
my
to that
God.
character. So like that's in this image. The fact that like you have Electivire who's doing melee combat, but you have Decidueye who's doing ranged combat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really interesting. To have both of those in the same game, that's really cool. Having kind of like a giant shadowy Ho-Oh, that already implies something. So listen, again, based on the information that we have here, I feel like I have a good idea of what this game is. I feel like I see it. I feel like I see it clearly, and I think that like something I want to say is that I think we all know. I think we all know that Pokemon as a brand has incredible power worldwide, and I think what a lot of people might not be familiar with is how in Japan Pokemon is like everywhere. You know, it's not just it's like you're just like out in public, you see Pokemon stuff. It's just a part of the culture, and there
It's
are
like
really
Disney
only
here. Yeah.
Yes, a perfect example. There are really only like 2 games, I think, that have the same kind of cultural permeation in Japan. 2 other franchises. And I would say
can I guess
that
one?
Please.
Hello Kitty.
Damn, that's a great guess. I would
Damn.
not say that.
Okay.
I would not say it's a video game franchise, but I think that you're right. That's like
No,
a
I
Mickey Mouse.
missed video game franchise. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Although
I
they
would say
did just put out the new
yeah.
video game that's like an Animal Crossing port or like an Animal Crossing
Yeah,
reskin.
people like that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Dragon Quest and
Ooh.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Tell me about Monster Hunter, please.
Okay.
Please.
So,
I don't know much about it. I think this was it's a massive series right now.
These are games famous in Japan for like when a new one comes out, the like companies shut down because so many employees take the day off.
Wow.
Like yeah. There was a thing with Dragon Quest where the government had to interfere and be like, we're just gonna make this a day off for everybody.
You're kidding, dude.
So
imagine if Pokemon Day was a United States federal holiday.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's yeah. And
I'm
I see
taking
some
work
people
off.
in the chat saying stuff like Star Wars, not Dragon Ball. I said Dragon Quest. You mean no? Yeah, listen, I'm talking about video game franchises that are out here. You can go to Japan, dude. Go to a Monster Hunter restaurant that just exists. That's out there. Okay, so Monster Hunter Wilds reviews went live today. Game comes out this weekend. Very cool. But I bring this up to say that I think it stands to reason that the Pokemon Company looks at other games and maybe some of those ideas infiltrate and they get inspired by them. And I think like when I look at Legends Arceus, I see so much Monster Hunter in that game. The idea of you have a base camp and then you go out into the wild, you craft all of your supplies, you go out into the wild, you do as much as you can, and then you come back, you have your meal, you restore, then you go back out, you pick a different zone. That is literally the gameplay loop of Monster Hunter.
Wow.
And like when Pokemon Legends Arceus came out, a lot of you wouldn't have seen this, but a lot of like the video game people that reviewed it were like, so many people made that comparison. They were like, wow, Pokemon and taking some notes from Monster Hunter. So Monster Hunter is in the mix. And now you're showing me this online game where human beings are riding Pokemon, all attacking a giant Pokemon together. That literally, dude, looks like Monster Hunter key art when they're attacking that Ho-Oh. Wow. It literally looks like the hunters are there on the backs of their Pokemon. It's a simplified version. They Pokemonified it, but like that is the essence of Monster Hunter. And I think it makes sense because Pokemon Unite, player versus player, PvP focused, team versus team. This game, a little different, PvE focused. You team up with your other players and you go out and you fight a big monster. You go out and we're gonna go hunt Shadow Ho-Oh. So imagine this game now, Dusty, where you've got this hub that you all hang out in. And then you go, okay, we're going to go are we going to the hidden forest?
Yeah.
Are we going to the sandy beach? Are we going to the dusty desert? Are we going to the ice snowlands? And all of these different places have different Pokemon that are running around and that you can choose to like go out and do a little hunt with. games as a servicey kind of thing over time. Oh my god, dude, Mewtwo is
Yeah.
in the snowy he's in the snowy tundra. Go get him.
Dude, while you're talking about this, I feel like these are elements, at least this raid element is something that we've been seeing for the last decade in all sorts of different types of Pokemon mediums, not just Sword and Shield, right? Not just in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, we kind of got a glimpse, not really a raid, but the boss battles of Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
But most of all, I'm thinking about the community-oriented raid battles of Pokemon Go. I mean, I don't know if actually, yeah, we've definitely taken a look at some of those promotional trailers that Go has put out to show off the raid system, and it's I mean, I feel like those trailers like give me a glimpse of like what the creators at Pokemon Company like are thinking about when they want us to think about these games, about these raids. So to think that we could see, I don't know, this feels like a no-brainer. This feels like something that could so seamlessly be introduced. Like if they, on Pokemon Day next week, give us a trailer for a new type of game like this, and it's like all about raid battles, I could see it. Listen, Jake, I get a little jealous sometimes when you show me games like Marvel Rivals, because it does look good. It looks fun. It looks a little cel-shaded. It looks like something that Pokemon could very easily be adapted into. Yeah, I don't know. Everything you're saying is ringing right now. I want to give a shout out to Lucy, Lucifer 187, for becoming a legendary tier channel member. Thank you so much. And also, while we're taking a break, also want to give a shout out. I just got the Patreon notification. The $50 member tier. Nate Kennedy, thank you so much for supporting the stream. I don't know if you're watching right now or if you're just like watching a video from a year ago or something, but thank you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Yeah,
now,
keep going,
I think
Jake.
something to keep in mind is that you've got this, I don't know where this has come from, but this Overwatch Marvel Rivals comparison. And I do just want to say for the audience that game, the genre, is what you would call a hero shooter. And the idea there is that it is competitive, focused, team-based, and basically every character acts as a distinct kit. And when you're picking like maybe Electivire, you know that you've got a tank. When you're picking a different Pokemon, you know that you've got a healer. And you try to have a balanced team and take on the enemy team who in theory has the same options as you do.
Yeah.
Now, that is completely different from kind of the thing I'm describing as like a Monster Hunter like. Now, I do think something though is that I think Pokemon chases trends more than people realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see it.
But they're a little late to those trends. So, Pokemon Unite. Are you familiar with the MOBA genre at all?
League of Legends.
League of Legends,
League of Legends.
dude.
All of
Huge.
So many people at college were playing that game, and I never got it. My buddy Seth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Crazy.
So, Pokemon Unite, way late to the MOBA game, but it was there. You've got a lot of mobile games that are leaning into I don't really know, Masters X, whatever, but it's like this gotcha thing that is very successful, very popular. Who's to say that this is not maybe not quite a Marvel Rivals or an Overwatch type game, but if you're familiar with Destiny at all.
Yeah, that's
Destiny.
As someone who doesn't play these games, that is a game that in my mind is the same thing. Fortnite.
Okay.
Is that the same thing?
No, Battle Royale.
Okay, sure. Okay.
So
Listen, I'm seeing a third person goofball with a gun doing emotes. It's all the same to me.
Okay. Yeah, so the idea with like an Overwatch like or a Marvel Rivals like is that the core of that game is competition player to player.
Okay.
The whole game is about balancing. Like they are trying to make that game as competitive as possible, which I don't think
Pokemon
is what I don't think they're trying to make this like highly tuned esports competitive game like Overwatch. I don't think they're trying to do that.
No.
But in a game like Destiny is kind of the games as a service figurehead, I would say. And this is a trend that has kind of come and gone in the recent years. It's kind of on its way out right now. But who's to say that Pokemon hasn't been trying to cook up their own little games as a servicey like title. So what you would have in a Destiny like game is that you have in Destiny they're called patrol zones, okay?
Sure.
And we kind of see this in the leaked footage from Pokemon Rodeo, where there are some clips where you see a trainer riding a Pokemon, and they're just like out in an open environment, and there are like little Pokemon running around.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the idea is when you're playing Destiny, you say, okay, I'm going to go to Mars. I'm running around Mars. Maybe there's like little missions you pick up there, little areas you run through, whatever. And then there's like big bosses that can kind of show up. Like every hour, a big boss shows up in this environment.
Interesting.
You beat 'em, and you like get better loot. And the idea is if I go to Mars and you go to Mars, obviously we're not going to be in the same instance.
Yeah.
But we could be. I could say, hey, come into my game. But otherwise, you see on the screen right now, there's like other names in the distance.
Yeah.
What it's doing is it's just kind of randomly matching you up with other people who are also playing the game in the same spot at the same time. And they come and go. So how people have been kind of over and over saying MMO elements, MMO, like Destiny, not an MMO.
No.
But
so what can you explain what an MMO is? Because to me, I'm thinking about RuneScape, which is like the grossest, oldest version of that. But yeah, or World of Warcraft, right?
World of
Warcraft are those
is,
those are the RPGs I guess I'm thinking about, right?
Yeah. So I mean, but like MMO and RPG do kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
So yeah, so the idea is with an MMO, you're looking at pretty much two key features, I would say. One, large-scale multiplayer interaction. So if I go into an MMO, if we're on the same server, like hundreds of people in theory should be able to meet up at one spot.
Okay.
So like I really like DC Universe Online, MMO in the DC Universe. I go, hey, Adam, I'm going on DC Universe Online. Meet me at the Daily Planet.
Okay.
And we're there. Easy.
Nice.
So same world. Yeah. And the idea is that the world is persistent. So it moves on without you. So even when you're offline, the world is online.
And this is just what is that called again? That's an MMO.
This is an MMO.
Okay, that's cool.
The
fact that things
multiplayer online.
Yeah, the thing that when things move without you, I love that. I don't even think Pokemon fans ask for that all the time. I don't think they're ready for that. The Pokemon worlds that we're used to are so static, you know?
Yeah.
But to think that like you could build something, if there's even building, and then you go to bed, you come back and it's ruined, Pokemon fans won't like that.
And I do want to say, I just think I'm kind of saying all of this to say that I don't think the game that we're getting is an MMO.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I just based on what we have seen, that's not.
Yeah. Everything seems.
Yeah.
You basically play as a Pokemon, and every Pokemon has a very unique, specified battle mechanic. None of that is as MMO. When I think of MMO, I do think of a Pokemon game, but it's honestly like. Okay, let me just take a step back. I'm 3 steps ahead in a different direction. Yeah. Okay. I hear you. We got a super chat by Nerdy Seb. Hope you're doing well, man. Dusty, nice Han Solo fit, and Jake, looking fire too. Hey, thank you.
I hope people are enjoying this. I realize I'm doing a lot of proselytizing right now. I'm doing a lot of explain. I hope it's
like
okay
it.
that
Jake's a teacher by trade, and I like when Jake. How do you say that?
Proselytizing,
dude. You're inspiring. Yeah, you are preaching. You're inspiring me. Soul, what's up? How you doing, Soul?
What's up?
Dude, how was work? How was work?
I'm doing good. It was all right. It was work, you know.
Yeah,
it was work.
I get you. Jake's teaching us about MMORPGs right now. Yeah, genres.
That's good. That's good because of while I was watching our video earlier, I was in shock.
Dude, we were so tired, and it's funny.
I was just like, it's not just on Lumi, by the way, because you just let him continue on.
Well, listening back to it, I was like, wait, what is he saying? I was like, I don't even remember this happening.
But
it's
fine,
all good. Yeah, it is fine.
But we've apologized, right, for him.
I mean, I think there's nothing to apologize for. But yeah, he did apologize in the chat. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna pull a chat back up here so you guys can see yourself.
Jake, good evening.
Good evening. Have you been listening to this stream at all?
A little bit, just like the last like 10 minutes probably.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I caught like the Destiny stuff and
okay. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah. And so I think like I feel very comfortable kind of again To me, the smoking gun to this whole conversation is that paint gun. That is the smoking gun. I cannot divorce the idea that the Terra leaker said this game has something Splatoon, that they said the word Splatoon. They applied that to Synapse. And then we in the Terra League get from Rodeo, a separate game, in theory, a literal gun that shoots paint. I cannot convince myself that these two games are not related. I cannot. I simply cannot. So,
well,
yeah.
There is something on that. I don't know if you saw, but Dusty, I don't know if you can pull it up, but
where is this on your page?
No, so it's Centro.
Okay.
Centro is not so reliable, right? In the sense of like when they bring up information, they kind of jumble it all together and make their own theory and put it out as like fact a lot of times. And it's like, okay, what? But when the Terra leak was happening, they covered everything, right? So there was a lot going on. So they kind of recapped everything from the Terra leak about these two games. And apparently they are connected. Apparently there can be something. Yeah.
I have that tweet pulled up right now. I sent it Dusty in our chat.
Is this not the one?
I believe this is the. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what you are looking at right now.
You're not the one.
Well, where did you send it in this chat right here?
Yes, this is it. Thank you.
Okay.
So.
I'm
sorry,
guys. I'm not even showing my screen to you. I just realized. Sorry.
So I just want to be clear here. Centro knows just as much as anybody on this call.
For sure.
And the thing that's going on is that they are coming to the same conclusion that I am coming to, because how do you square the circle of, hey, this game that we're not going to show you anything of has Splatoon-like elements, and this other game that you've seen a ton of has Splatoon-like elements? Like, there's only one conclusion you can come to, which is a significant amount of this game was probably repurposed into a new title. When you're developing a video game, you go through this process of green lighting and red lighting, right? This is the same with any kind of media production. And the idea is, at all of these different stages of development, you basically make an analysis of your costs, how much money you think you're going to make back, all of these different scenarios for how things can go, okay? And it totally makes sense to me that they were developing this game, the Rodeo game, and at some point they hit the red light. They said maybe Unite is too similar. Maybe all of these other factors are coming into play, and they hit the red light. And then the project was kind of taken a step back in production, went back so it could go forward under a new project title, probably under some kind of new direction, but because we saw that Terra League had so significant, like such significant stuff for Rodeo. I just can't make myself believe that stuff is thrown in the trash and we're not going to see it resurface. So again,
it looks beautiful. It looks good. Like, it looks
great. And I think
if you guys watch the stream, I'm showing it right now.
You
guys can't see it, but the chat can.
No, I love this stuff. And Dusty, in that video where we looked at this when it first dropped, I went back and watched some of that. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And to me, this is kind of in line with this logic that I've said this for months now, and I'm going to say it again. My favorite piece of knowledge that we got from the Terra League was that in the pitch documents for Legends Arceus, there is a comment that says the audience that they are targeting with Legends Arceus is not the typical Pokemon audience. They were aiming for an older demographic, somebody who was more comfortable with a video game controller in their hands. And there was a time when Pokemon Company, Game Freak specifically, would never do that. They always said our games need to be playable by that little baby. That's why for the longest time we never had right analog stick controlling the camera, because you couldn't trust a 4-year-old to do that.
Yeah.
And now you see something has changed. And there is maybe a lot of the staff is getting older. Maybe some of the staff's getting younger.
I think some of that definitely is happening.
Probably the second one, actually.
And the tastes are changing, and people want to pursue different things. And I think that they're finding more and more success with these mobile titles that they can push in other markets. So this is the kind of game I could totally see coming out on Switch and mobile at the same time, and making that so much easier to push in markets that maybe the Switch doesn't have as strong of a presence, somewhere like China or other Asian regions. So I feel like so much is coming together right here that makes sense for why you would see this game from them right now. And I'm really excited about it. I think it looks great. And I'm seeing a lot of Monster Hunter. Okay.
Dude, yeah, this is good. I want to give a shout out to Kai Dragonborn. Has been a legendary member of the channel, of the podcast for 4 months. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up, Hidden Power Podcast fam? Are you all excited for Legends ZA? 4 months hype. 4 months hype. 4 months?
4 months hype.
4 months. You've been a member. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I thought there was an assumption
I know.
there.
It took me a minute too.
That Legends ZA would come out in maybe 4 months. Something that I'm seeing here right on screen. You guys can't see it, but in this video loop of this gameplay of
I know it by memory, so
of Rodeo. Yeah. So they're showing the trainer on top of Garchomp.
Yep.
Let me just see. Yeah, here it is right here. The Garchomp is enraged. Garchomp has the red glowing eyes, similar to like an alpha Pokemon. The trainer hops on the thing's head, pets it on the little nose, right? Pets Garchomp on its little nose, and Garchomp like coos like a little puppy dog, and they connect. I feel like when I see this, I'm thinking, okay, tell me what.
That's Synapse.
It's not Synapse, it's Synapse, right? Yeah, Synapse. It's these Pokemon in this trainer connecting, right? Becoming one.
That was
right?
a good call earlier when you said that. I was like, yeah, that actually does also give us more like a point in the column that Rodeo could be connected to Synapse.
Well, definitely, and I think
you were saying
I
this morning.
You this earlier.
Yeah,
I texted you. I was like, here is exactly what they're going to say in the presentation. Mark my words. This Pokemon game is different because your Pokemon rather than giving commands, your Pokemon respond immediately to your, so like justifying why it's a real-time action game rather than a turn-based one. Instead of the player giving commands to the Pokemon, they are in sync with each other, so it reacts immediately. So that's why you're in direct control over the Pokemon.
Yes, you're in control.
I love that.
Makes sense.
And I also the thing that you were pointing out there, Dusty, about this enraged Garchomp and getting it in control. I think what you're seeing there too is there's some art that showed this, but I think what you're seeing is the permeation of the Splatoon-like mechanics, because you know how in Legends Arceus you throw the food at the thing and that's how you get it to calm down and it loses the you know, I feel like paint gun, exact same idea being applied here. You're doing all of your attacks, you're working down this Pokemon's defenses, and then when the shield is down, you can like clean it of whatever goop is on it.
I'm just thinking about Mario Sunshine.
There you go.
You got a giant boss, a giant boss, whatever, covered in the evil goo. You got to clean. That's beautiful.
I don't
know. Go for it.
And they also showed that like a big thing in this game is that they wanted to, and this was for Rodeo, is that they wanted you to, so Monster Hunter, these kinds of online games, the idea here is that your Pokemon would be the equivalent of, do either of you have any familiarity with Monster Hunter?
No, dude. Literally no, but I'm so curious now.
I know what it is.
Okay, so a big thing with that game is that the identities behind the weapon you choose to use is a huge part of that game. It's like, like choosing a weapon is like playing its own game. Everyone is different. Most people that play Monster Hunter, they pick one weapon and they stick to it because it's like running a whole game.
And so, I mean, how does that work? Like the weapon itself, is it like something that you can like advance no matter what? Like, is it something you can continually?
Do you kill the monsters and you can like make the weapons out of them? Is that what it?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the loop. Yeah. So imagine like you have to go fight a fire monster, but you're not strong enough to beat it. So I actually go and I kill the water monster first, and I get enough of his materials so that I can make a water sword, and now I can go fight the fire monster. That's kind of how Monster Hunter works.
Cool. That feels like an RPG. I like that.
But the cool thing about this is that there is this kind of like identity tied to the class that you choose. In this case, it would be the Pokemon that you choose to ride on and play. So like the Decidueye, for example, is kind of the equivalent of Monster Hunter's bow and arrow player. Whereas maybe another character is the equivalent of using the longsword. Maybe another one is the same as using the great sword. And then it begs this question of, okay, that's all great, but how do you personalize these things? How do you make them unique? And I think what's genius about this game is that they don't get rid of the trainers entirely. So one, you can still completely customize your trainer who is always going to be riding that Pokemon. That's huge.
Yeah.
But then the second thing in the Terra League for Rodeo was that they showed there was like a Garchomp that had all these different patterns painted onto it. And part of the game was applying paint to your Pokemon to make them more unique. And there was a relationship presented in the slides for Rodeo. I don't think it's in the video, Dusty, but it was in like the PowerPoint thing that leaked.
Sure.
And they were talking about how there was like goop. Like part of this game was like goop. And so there was, I assume there was bad goop, but they were like, yeah, you paint your Pokemon a certain way and it like empowers them. So you can maybe like futz with some
I do remember that.
Do you remember this?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I was like, where did I see something? Yeah.
I just want to thank Nerdy Seb for the super chat. Imagine being able to take your Pokemon from home and using it in Synapse and being able to use shinies. The customization would be awesome, and that is cool. I feel like I'm always talking about
that. Would be awesome.
How shinies,
that's like taking it to another level, though.
Yeah.
I hope that you would be able to do something like that.
And the only reason, and this is so cool, Seb, because this is a Game Freak title. It's not out of the question.
I know you said that earlier too, but nothing's confirmed yet.
No, nothing's confirmed. We don't even know about this game.
It is a Game Freak title, as in what was a Game Freak title.
Listen,
it should be a game. It should be by all
from
means
what
a Game
we've
Freak title
heard.
because
and it being part of the Terra League is also, I think, pretty damning. Yeah, it's
100%. Everything that we've seen was a Game Freak title. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying who knows what.
Right.
Because Synapse had so little information on it, so we don't know what happened to Rodeo. We don't know what they're gonna say. The whole Game Freak thing takes it to another level. Like for me, I'm thinking about something else, Jake. We can just bounce back and forth. But I'm just thinking about like Legends ZA actually, and like how it could affect the release date of Legends ZA. And this is a whole big topic. I actually wanted to go back, so we can come back to that. I just wanted to say, like with Splatoon, like things about it as well. You see Garchomp like go underground in that trailer and like travel really quick.
You're right.
It
That's
reminds
a good
me of
comparison.
Splatoon right away.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then also you see, I don't know if it's at the end of that trailer or not, or compilation. But you see like Piplup like send little waves out.
Oh, I actually remember specifically what this was. If you want me to,
sure. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if there will be actual paint guns or anything like that, but I'm thinking like maybe they did think about that in development, like in the creative process or whatever. But I'm also thinking like maybe they moved it to be like, oh, well, you use the Pokemon's attacks to do those things.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So I love this.
There's another attack too, but I don't.
So I thought this was really cool. So part of the this was like described in the Terra League to such great detail, and I was so grateful when we did that stream, Dusty, because this is the kind of stuff I love.
Sure.
But they talked about how so what Soul's talking about is not the Pokemon you're riding. You had the ability to use another Pokemon while you were riding your main Pokemon as kind of like a sub attack. Yeah. And the way that the game, there was a whole moveset for it for a couple of Pokemon, and the way that the game explained how it worked was that basically you held down a shoulder button, and then while you had that shoulder button held down, your 4 face buttons were 4 different moves that Pokemon had. So there was
that's
Piplup.
Awesome.
I know. So Piplup
in.
had a charge attack that they could do. So it's like, just charging forward on a wave. And they also had like a healing mist that it could do. So like if you got your teammates were all together and it was like, guys, I'm gonna heal everybody. Get in here. You pop the heal, and then those moves are probably on cooldowns. But the fact that you have hotkeys, and like those abilities, like, dude, this is like real video game shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's so exciting, dude.
And the more I look at this, I really feel like Game Freak's probably been planning this for longer than we think. I wonder if the Synchro Machine in Scarlet and Violet in the DLC was I don't know, maybe just like, I mean, it's so basic, it's hardly even a function, but like if it could even be a tease. They're like, guess what? You're riding Pokemon here, guess what? In the next Game Freak game, you're literally controlling a Pokemon, right? You're literally going to be controlling a Pokemon like this Synchro Machine. And I don't know.
I mean, Dusty, I think you're on something there. I agree.
I think also just like looking at this footage of Rodeo, it really doesn't look that different from Scarlet and Violet. It literally just looks like a biome that you're just playing around in, which is so much fun. And for whatever reason, I have my own mental blocks for why I don't play spin-off games, right? For one, there's only so much time in the day, and I like to just like whatever my thing is, I like to just go like 100% on that one thing. So I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of playing like one thing one time. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me personally. I also don't like the gacha games. But for whatever reason, I look at this, it just feels like the Game Freak Pokemon games that we love. And I feel like I could very easily just like get into this.
Yeah, I don't play Pokemon spin-off games a lot because they don't make good spin-off games. That's a problem. Okay, good is like subjective, right?
Yeah.
So like they haven't made one that has really been for me, you know what I mean? And this kind of thing would be awesome. This would be something that I would like. I want to play this.
Oh, that's
instead
cool.
Of like,
that's awesome.
You know,
because Lumi was speaking for you today, and he was like, "Oh, Soul's gonna hate this. Soul will never want to play this."
The thing is, we don't know what Synapse is. If it is Rodeo, like the thing that Centro said is that they were connected. Like there's so much stuff that's mixed in, and I don't know what's what. But if it is this, then I will be pretty happy.
Well,
I mean, pretty happy. But,
yeah, and I think what's exciting either way about this is that like, so the thing about like MOBAs, okay, like Pokemon Unite, is that MOBA people, like if you play League of Legends, you're not necessarily playing a bunch of other video games. You're like playing League of Legends. So MOBAs are not exactly the, like, if you're telling me, oh, I'm not into Pokemon spin-offs, it's like, are we talking about like Pokemon Unite? Because that doesn't surprise me. MOBAs are not like, not everybo's lining up to play MOBAs. But like this now, but like a game
But
like
I'm
this
lining up to play Pokemon Sleep. Everyone sleeps.
Right, that's right. No, but a game like this is, I think, a much more, has a lot more mainstream appeal, and it has a lot of like, you just see the hooks in it. Now, Dusty, I liked what you were saying earlier about it's like I don't want to play maybe the same thing over and over again. And I've been seeing some people in the chat being like, how many Pokemon can you catch? How many blah 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 blah. This.
But that's not what this is.
Right, and I think the shift that needs to happen with people looking at this is that you need to look at this game within the understanding of the genre that it's trying to perform in.
Right, of course.
Based on what we're seeing on Rodeo. So I really like the idea of thinking about each Pokemon as like a Monster Hunter weapon where, dude, I play Sword and Shield in Monster Hunter. I play hundreds of hours of Monster Hunter. There are 14 other weapons in that game. You think I touch something that's not a Sword and Shield? Absolutely not. Because I want to get good
battle axes.
Because the skill ceiling is high.
Yeah.
And I want to get good at it. And not a lot of Pokemon games have like an input ceiling. A lot of the ceiling is cerebral. You get good at it by understanding it more, but not a lot of them like the way you get good at a fighting game is that it has a high input ceiling.
Yeah.
So the idea here would be, I'm a Decidueye player. I'm going to be a great you need a Decidueye? I'll go on your team. And then over time,
very Overwatch Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, exactly. Same exact skill ceiling. Over time, you get more and more Pokemon added to this game. You get more characters. That's like we're adding in a
Scizor
tank.
gets involved.
And listen to this
dude.
though. If it is a Game Freak game, they can make whatever they want in this game.
Yeah,
so they could make like a new form, a
Dude.
new Pokemon.
And
like
that's
it's not
even
impossible.
That's not
it's
crazy.
Not out of the question.
That's true. Yeah,
Pokemon Go introduced Meltan, you know? Hey, we missed one little super chat by Free Metroid Hat. Hope you're having a good night. They've been a Box Legendary member for 5 months. I always loved MMO games like DC Universe Online and PlanetSide 2. A Monster Hunter style Pokemon MMO would be so cool. Wish I could talk about one of my most anticipated MMOs, but I'm under NDA.
Yeah. Oh, and you got another super chat in too.
Yo, Nate Kennedy. Hold on, Nate. We thanked you earlier for becoming a huge donor on Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. And you got the 20 bomb right here. Thank you so much.
30-minute member hype.
Thank you so much. Yeah, 30-minute member hype. So I have a strange idea, but what if the C button on the Switch 2 is a cast button? So we could use our Switch as the touch screen, like on the 3DS, and then cast it to our dock for main screen. Love that idea. That was something that we talked about a couple months ago. I love the idea. I don't know if that's actually that might have been deproven or what are the words right now? Disproven, debunked. Yeah. But that would be so cool. The big rumor that I'm into right now on our last live stream, we talked about the idea of having a physical apparatus, a physical screen that you'd plug in to the USB-C port on the top, and then you basically have that clamshell. Someone online made it like a little mock-up of what that would look like, and that almost seems like a more believable dream for my copium. So
this would be awesome, though.
Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, that would be awesome. And we got another super chat right here by Nerdy Seb. Thank you, Seb. I gotta say this right, guys. Synapse, maybe November with ZA in summer.
Can we talk about this real quick? This release stuff?
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was talking about before.
I think word on the street is that this game will also be available on mobile, which would not surprise me. And
I would be seriously disappointed at that point, though. That's what's killing me about like the mobile part about it makes it less of a game
console experience.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it's not even. It's just there's not as much content in it. Not to change the subject already, but I'm just saying the whole mobile aspect about it kills me. I'm just like I can't because I don't know. It just reminds me of Pokemon Quest or something. Like
no, I get that.
There's not a lot of content to it. You know what I mean?
I think I think it's tough because like we don't know until we know, obviously, and I think like what a mobile game has really been changing over the last few years. And it's hard because it's like I think part of the reason is some of these things are literally mobile just because the Pokemon company is just like really hype on getting into other regions across the world right now. Yeah. And so I don't know, but I totally get the trepidation because does the mobile platform, is that the lead platform? And when you go onto that main menu, is it designed like a mobile game?
Also, like how does it work with price even? And like, is it a full game? Like, so if you buy a full $60 game and then how do you get a mobile version? I guess
if it's on mobile, it's a free game.
It's just a free game that you download.
It has.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So it's like, how did
is Marvel Rivals paid?
No, those
Marvel
are free.
Rivals is free.
Yeah. I don't even mind. I guess I really don't mind that. I guess like.
I mean, the free part would be good, but
because you do. I guess I think I don't know. It's difficult because it's like you don't want to. Some people don't want to subject themselves or get into the loop of like a gacha game. But it doesn't. I don't think people would say Marvel Rivals or anything like that would be like a gacha game. It's just like a game that's free to play, and then you pay for customization. Yeah, microtransactions.
I would even say that Marvel Rivals is like a gold standard in terms of not being predatory.
Oh,
there's like nothing. I have never once even considered giving that game $1 bill, and it's like you get all the new characters in that game for free. Like in Unite, if a new character comes out, I think you have to pay for them. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, so it's tough. Like what these games are and what they can be is constantly in flux. It really depends on how they try to position it. And maybe they decide, maybe in moving from, and I got to tell you, I think that this is probably the case, in moving from Rodeo to Synapse, maybe this is something that changed. Maybe Rodeo was going to be on mobile, and part of the reason that they needed to, like, it got a new code name or whatever, was because there was a platform shift. Because that would justify kind of like a soft reset of development. So, so maybe this is just going to be a full-priced game or whatever, or maybe it's not. So,
but back to your point about release dates, I don't know what you were going to say.
I just wanted to bring it back to it. I feel like. My gut is telling me that this game will be on mobile. That's just what my gut is telling me. So I don't necessarily think that it matters when or how this game comes out.
If it is on mobile, then it doesn't matter. You're right.
Doesn't matter. It affects nothing. It can drop today. And fantastic. If it's on mobile, they could very easily say, and it's available to download right now. So,
I think
100% if it's on mobile.
What we all care about is just like, what is Game Freak working on? What is Ilka working on? Is this Pokemon Works, right? Is there something else?
I think this is 100% Pokemon Works, Synapse.
Oh, I completely agree. And I want to address
Yeah.
in the chat, Coops Fan for Life says, no way they release it now. They need to market it. Let me tell you something. When you're releasing a game for free on the mobile app store, no, you don't. No, the reason that they're marketing games is so...
It's free!
Yeah, no, it's free, dude. Like,
Yeah. That's the marketing.
it doesn't make a difference if you sell 1,000, it doesn't. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
The thing is that
yeah.
if it's free and available to download right away, then they market it anyway later. And they just keep marketing it like, oh, have you checked this out?
It
So
doesn't
it's
work
like,
the same way. Yeah, because you're not trying to sell 1 million copies in the first weekend because it doesn't matter. There are no day one sales to chart on the NPDs.
Exactly.
There are no, so.
Damn. Gendy has been a Box Legendary member for 6 months. Thank you so much, Gendy. Could have been a mobile console release like Unite, but held back for the lack of performance on the Switch. Unite barely runs on Switch. I have no idea.
It has less to do with the Switch than you think. Unfortunately, I think that this is definitely not unfortunately. I think that this is definitely a Switch 1 game, and I think because of the nature of if it is on phones, something that you can do is because like Dusty, you and I have different phones, and most people we have
Show the phone.
There you go.
I want to see. So I want to see the phone. Oh, there it is. That's the Twitter phone. That's the Twitter phone. By the way, on shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com, we have brand new merch for their phone cases. They're Kalos themed phone cases.
Wow.
They're especially for Legends ZA. They're like themed after Legends ZA. It's our new merch line, but you can get it in any phone case that you want for any phone that you might have.
Mine?
Even yours. Just want to throw a little plug in there. All right, keep going.
Okay, so the thing about a phone is, what is a phone? It is a small handheld PC. It is like that's what phones are. And when you're developing a game for PC or for phones, they have kind of like variable outputs. That's why if you go into the settings of any PC game, you can run it on low, you can run it on ultra settings, because you can't predict what kind of power a PC is going to have. And same thing for phones. I think you can probably even go into Pokemon Unite on your phone and turn the settings up or down.
Okay.
So something that's good about this is that Pokemon Synapse comes out on Switch. That game is set at a very specific, like it's running at these settings. But since it's also on phones, it has variable settings. You put that game on Switch too. Now it's running on the ultra settings.
Dude, I'm ready for this new era.
Now it's running a little nice. But
I'm
I will
so
also
ready for
say
this.
that something I think take heart in this is that in online games, you can actually do a lot more than people realize because a lot of the work is being done server end. So if I'm playing a game like Dusty, I can play Fortnite, which is a 100-player battle royale on my Nintendo Switch. How is that possible? It's because the Switch is not doing all of that work on its own. The server is doing all the work. I'm just connecting to it.
Okay.
So when you have a game that you're playing online and things exist online, you can offload some of those processes so it's not as taxing on the system.
Okay. Here's a fun question by Tara K. He's been a member for 4 months. They say, so what do we think will be, to put it in wrestling terms, the main event for the presentation? This, Pokemon Legends ZA, or the announcement of Gen 10?
Yeah,
There's a couple of assumptions. There's a lot of assumptions in here. Yeah.
But I think Legends ZA is the main event.
I wonder.
Agree. I think you show Synapse before you show ZA, and I think you end the show with ZA, like a big, that's the biggest chunk. I think that's typically how they do things.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I agree. Unless they don't show us much of Synapse and it's just like a teaser at the end, which would kind of... Okay, so the only way that I feel like that's the possibility is if Synapse is actually for the Switch 2. I don't know. It could be anything. I agree with you that it makes more sense that it would be for the Switch 1.
Yeah.
But this goes back to kind of like what I was getting at. I have not a different view, a different
belief.
I just know I deal in the realm of speculation. So I'm just like, well, it could be one way, or it could be the other way, or it could be that way, or it could be this way. It's nothing's ever absolute in my mind a lot of times. So I'm just like, even if it doesn't make sense, I'm just like, could it be this though? Like,
Yeah.
it makes less sense that it would be for the Switch 2.
Bro, I call
But
that a
if it
vision. I have
was-
visions throughout the day of like I see something and then my mind plays a little trick. I see the movie, I go, this is as real as it could ever be, right?
Yeah, see, but you take it really real though. I like.
It
I
feels
stop. I'm
so
like, okay,
real,
that's
dude.
it.
It feels so real.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I was,
my buddy
I was
Zen
saying-
Zatsumi says Pocket is going to be the
for it.
mini, the new Pocket mini set is going to be the main event.
Oh no,
That'd be
I don't think
sick.
so. By the way, but
No,
but
no,
but
definitely
no.
not.
So what I'm saying is, if it's for the Switch 2, even if it's not for the Switch 2, going back to the whole release date thing and it affecting Legends ZA, it's just like if it's its own game. There's a lot of ifs, right? So like if it's its own game, not a mobile game, if it's on the Switch 2, like what happens? How does this work? We only have like days to speculate on it. So it's just like, you know, spin-offs don't really affect the main series games that much, but they still space them out a little bit. They still are like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, 2 months of space between
Yeah.
the two games.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, does it come out before Legends ZA? Does it come out after Legends ZA? Is it for the Switch 1 or Switch 2?
It's because we all want to play Legends ZA for sure.
It is,
I think
that
the
is
bigger question,
the main question about it is
Yeah.
just like, what does this mean for Legends ZA's release date, basically?
during the entire
maybe it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
but yeah.
maybe not. I feel like all these Pokemon games, right? We've been watching them. All these new Pokemon games get introduced, and they just continue to deviate, right? Every single new Pokemon game is trying to do something different, and I feel like this new title that we're talking about. Let me just pull it up right here. Yeah.
Oh, there's the paint. That's the paint.
Yeah, I was showing it earlier, but I forgot you guys couldn't see. I was doing such a good job.
That's it.
I was doing such a good job producing, like in the beginning, like showing. Jake would bring this up. It's already on the screen. I was doing it.
Yeah.
And you guys couldn't even see. But anyways, the Pokemon Company, they've been all these new games from Game Freak. Every single one is trying to do something different, right? And what happens is we fall in love with these little features, whatever they might be. Like the big discussion this year has been like, what in Legends Arceus that we love will continue into Legends ZA? We still don't know, right? And I'm starting to wonder now, like, if this new game, if this has elements from Legends Arceus, could those things just be no longer in Legends ZA, right? Could the what are they called? The totems, the nobles that we fight, right? That's like an action element of the game that feels a little bit like what we're describing here, where, I mean, it's definitely different, but you have this giant boss Pokemon that you have to fight off. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about like which features will be that we've either already played will be in this game, or maybe there'll be stuff that we just no longer have access to in the main series games. I'm just thinking about like the Generation 10 game. What does that look like, right? Is that really? Are they just going to lean more into the RPG? Can that go all the way where it's an MMORPG, right? Is there Legends games? Are those going to continue to be action? Because this is honestly feeling like an action game. We got a super chat by Squirtle Master Kenobi. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out. You've been hanging out on a lot of these streams, and we appreciate the support.
Thanks so much.
Had a thought yesterday with the talk that Legends ZA could be a Switch 2 game. Do people forget that Legends ZA is a Gen 9 game, and typically we haven't gotten games in the same generation on two systems. Let's Go is an anomaly in this. Interesting.
It's 100% a Switch 1 game, like no matter what. It's like been confirmed by Nintendo. They're selling it.
But also, it just makes no. I think people need to start hoping that Gen 10 will be a Switch 2 game. Because
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I was talking about Legends ZA.
No. I think people.
Sure.
I think we will see. I'm not sure. I wouldn't bet on that. So I don't know.
I might bet on it.
Okay, I just think
I'm not a betting man, but
anything being like a Switch 2 exclusive game from Pokemon before Gen 10, absolutely not. I cannot make the argument for it. It does not make any sense to me. It is not the same situation as moving over from the 3DS to the Switch. Every single Switch game still works on the Switch 2. You have an insane...
That's it right there. That is it right there. It's like, what is the advantage? What is the advantage of making it a Switch 2 game? I guess you could say the advantage is you get to say it's the nice new shiny game, and you're able to like kind of position the newest, the latest title as like something that's premium. That's an advantage. But in terms of like your player base, there's a huge advantage, an opportunity to sell to potentially more people if you just make whatever your game is on Switch, so it can be played on multiple systems. You know.
Yeah, and Nintendo is going to continue to sell Switch 1 games far long after the Switch 2 comes out. It stands to reason that a lot of their messaging is that Switch games are just Switch games, and they don't even want you to think about them as being different things. We will see. But with Pokemon Day before their Switch 2 Direct in particular, it's very clear to me that Nintendo is trying to be in charge of their messaging surrounding the Switch 2. You're not going to see anything for the Switch 2 on Pokemon Day before Nintendo has a chance to get out ahead of it. 100%. So that's... I
agree with that. The only thing that I could see them doing is showing something that is a Switch 2 game, but not saying that it's Switch 2. If that makes sense.
Oh, that's a can of worms. That's like a bit of a nightmare though, because you're telling me they're going to show a game that's
they just say for the Nintendo Switch family consoles, whatever.
But it'll still work on Nintendo Switch 1.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, then that's
wait.
Will they show a game?
It would be exclusive. Play? No, yeah. You're right.
You can't do it. You can't It's almost lying. Like it's so.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Freak's done that before.
I agree with you. I do agree with you that I don't think Nintendo wants anybody saying anything about the Switch 2 until their own presentation thing. So. Like it has not been officially like revealed in full. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no messaging surrounding it.
We don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
we
they haven't even told you like what makes a Switch 2 game a Switch 2 game, and so they're not going to show a Switch 2 game like a Pokemon game and just be like, it's on the next system. Think for yourselves. Like that's just it's
very interesting. We're in an interesting place. That's for sure.
That's just not how that's going to go. So like. I don't know. I think people are getting a little bit ahead of themselves with the Switch 2 stuff. Like Legends ZA, that is a Switch 1 only game. I would bet my house on it. And I think it's coming out sooner than people think. But I thought we were talking about Synapse.
Oh yeah.
We're doing both. We're doing both. It's related to it. Right?
Yeah. Can I tell you something about Synapse that I think is going to get you excited?
Yeah, please.
I think there is a good chance they show Synapse and reveal a new Mega Pokemon in the trailer for Synapse.
I was literally going to say the same thing.
Let me tell you why.
You said this earlier, Jake. You're like, let's hear it.
So you're pushing Mega Evolution in ZA right now. Or I think it stands to reason that other games will see, other Pokemon things will see Mega Evolution pop up. Is it crazy to you?
No, absolutely.
If in ZA, you're going to see, after ZA comes out, you're going to see Mega Evolution in the anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be everywhere.
You're going to see it everywhere. Yeah. And then we can hit that super chat in a second, but it's going to be everywhere. So couldn't you imagine in a game that's all about being Synapse? It's all about being aligned in your mind. What is this? What is happening right now? What is he doing?
The people keep coming into the stream and saying that I look like Han Solo, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I did one Google search. I see it.
I
see it.
I see it right now. I see it.
You do.
You want to keep going before the super chat?
Yeah. Really quick. So, there were some Pokemon that I've heard on this podcast. You guys have theorized like, oh, this Pokemon almost feels like it was designed to have a Mega in the future, and I completely agree with that line of thinking. But couldn't you see now that if there is this game Synapse where you are riding Pokemon, that maybe they've got some Megas in the tank that they're like,
100%.
This is going to be perfect for the player riding in Synapse.
That's insane.
I put a like mini theory thing. It was mostly Black White Remake related, but I was like connecting it to Synapse, and I was like, what if they take some of the new Megas from Legends ZA and put it in Synapse? Like literally, it just makes sense. It just makes
sense.
Yeah, I mean that we've seen that before. That level of like cross promotion. I don't know if it's promotion, but that cross play between like a new Pokemon game in in Super Smash Brothers, right? Like Incineroar will like show up in Smash while it's debuting in Sun and Moon, for example. So,
but more importantly, this is a Game Freak game, like you mentioned earlier. And I think the coolest part about this is that, you know, when in the Terra League, when you looked back at Rodeo, they had a whole slide in that presentation that was showing all of the characters that they wanted to have playable, all of the Pokemon that you could play as by riding on.
Yeah.
And they were so many of them were. Do you remember? They were Sword and Shield Pokemon. Because it was originally it was planned to be kind of a companion to Sword and Shield.
Yes.
So once again, wouldn't it stand to reason that if they're looking at that roster, maybe they're going to say, hey, now we're positioning this game as maybe Mega Evolution is core. Synapse is core to it. Dusty, in our chat on Discord, I put this picture of from one of my Blue Sky posts, and it's this picture of Ash and Greninja next to each other, mentally aligned.
Ooh.
And you even have like
Bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what if the roster of this game, they're just filling it up with all of these Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and that's something you can do in the game. Like everybody can just pop off, get synchronized with their Pokemon, Mega Evolve. Like, dude, I
would
see
be
this
so
clearly.
cool.
What if, listen, Synapse is the code name. The real name, Pokemon Battle Bond.
No, hold on. Let's read the super chat. That's sick.
That's pretty
sick.
good, actually.
That's sick. No,
honestly,
but we have a rumor.
I'm just saying.
We do have a rumor that I'd like to cover. We're gonna hit the super chat, but we do have
that's strong.
We do have a rumor
strong, actually.
that popped up on 4chan, and there is they declare a name for this title. Right. So, anyways, let's get to this in a second. Free Metroid hat.
Metroid hat.
Let's see.
Thank you.
With the 50 bomb. Free Metroid hat. Thank you so much. Just for all the support that you continue to show. Really appreciate you, man. One of my dream Pokemon games is a true Pokemon XD sequel. If we ever get that, what would you guys like to see in that kind of game? I would like it to have online stadium battles and an open world, and you can travel between areas and put it on Switch too. I think
that's the dream.
I would want to break down what actually those games are all about. I guess it's like
I've never actually played it.
Can I give you a quick and dirty about this?
Yeah.
So this was, you have to take yourself back, because this was at a time where Pokemon RPGs were not on consoles. It was a handheld exclusive experience. So part of the appeal of a Pokemon XD or a Pokemon Coliseum was that you were getting a console Pokemon RPG, and it was like, wow, that's really cool. But now, since the console and the handheld are the same, what would the appeal be now? What would that be? And obviously, I think we all understand, smaller in scope, maybe you make the graphics better, maybe you make the animations better, maybe you have a more bespoke story. Like, that all sounds great. But I do think that, like, the Pokemon Company hiring out another company to make a console Pokemon RPG that's competing directly and maybe being compared to their main product is
true.
I see it.
Why are the animations so good in this game but so bad in the Game Freak game? Like,
they already do that, and they probably hate it.
So you would have to find a different niche, which is why, like, Legends games or Let's Go games, they found a way to say, okay, we can make this a different product. We can make this this is a separate experience from the main RPG. So you would need that.
But I think to your credit, Free Metroid hat, like, I think there is a world where stealing Pokemon from other trainers, where shadow Pokemon do exist in one of these side games, right? I could see a Legends game where it's Legends or whatever you want to call it, right? Legends Coliseum, whatever, where there are shadow Pokemon, and you basically have that's all those two games are. Pokemon Coliseum and XD of Darkness. The reason why they stand out in people's minds now, other than nostalgia, are those mechanics. The idea that there's these cursed Pokemon that you have to obtain in a different way and then heal. But other than that, it's just another RPG, an edgy RPG.
You know what they should do? They should do a DLC for a main game that's like a side story.
Ooh.
And you like, and they have like new, because a lot of video games do this, but Pokemon does not.
Yeah.
But it's like a separate campaign. It's like a mini campaign. Like, that would be so cool.
Yeah, and there's a version of that with the DLC. That is a good idea. Like what was it? You started up Sword and Shield, and you went to the Isle of Armor, right? Earlier than you should have. Yeah, same kind of thing. Yeah, I think this is a cool idea. I don't think Game Freak would want to touch this, because they didn't actually make it, and it is such a weird thing, and it deviates from their, whatever their brand image is.
But
the mechanics have been kept alive. The mechanics have been kept alive in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, if it was ever to happen again, it would have to be them.
And the thing is, I did a deep dive on this game the other day.
Really?
You would not believe
Dude,
how
wait,
many
what?
people
You didn't
that
even text
worked
me.
on you would not believe how many people that worked on this game. The directors, like the people that were like in charge of every aspect of development.
That became Game Freak employees? Is that what you're about to say?
That work under the Pokemon Company at Genius Sonority. It's the exact same people are making the exact same people are making Cafe Remix today.
That's insane.
The exact same people. Like I
Do
was,
you think
I
they
was
hate
like
that?
checking.
But they're making the bag.
I literally was like, "There's no way this is true," and I kept checking people. All of them work on Cafe Remix. It is crazy.
That's nuts.
They all work.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
Wild.
I think again, to give you credit, Free Metroid Hat, right? We see this is XD Gale of Darkness introduced the Shadow Lugia, right? And if we take a look at the leaked concept art for Pokemon Rodeo, this is a very purple, evil-looking Ho-Oh. This could be a Shadow Ho-Oh.
Hold on. I need to call out the chat really quick. Some people in chat are fighting me in bad faith. They're saying, we got that with Teal Mask, Jake. That was a DLC side story. Guys, I'm talking about you get new mechanics that you only use in the DLC.
Sure,
obviously, Dusty, when I play a Pokemon game, there are no shadow Pokemon running around.
Yeah, but there's new Pokemon.
There's new Pokemon.
Come on, I kind of got you with that.
So you're telling me if a DLC gives me a new T-shirt, that's a new mechanic?
I didn't say T-shirt. I said
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
A new T-shirt.
I said Pokemon. You can get Spinarak. You can get Spinarak, Sentret.
Oh no, you're talking about getting old Pokemon. That's not even new Pokemon.
You can get older Pon.
Getting new old Pokemon.
It's kind of there. It's kind of there, but it's like it's. Yeah, I don't think the main series games really have that.
It's different.
There's not a big emphasis on like the story, really. It's just like it's just a fetch quest with new Pokemon,
Yeah, I'm thinking about how I'm playing an Uncharted game, and then the DLC comes out where I play as one of the side characters. And I go on a little,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
That's
like,
cool.
oh my god, the Director Clavel DLC, where now you are oh my god, you have a 4-hour campaign where you are the headmaster of the
Director.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
can you imagine you play as Kieran, you play as Carmen? That'd be insane,
would
dude.
be
You get to
cool.
use their team. That's sick.
Yeah.
See, that's good shit. I'd be all about that.
I
didn't even think
agree,
that could
but
be a
Pokemon
thing.
doesn't let you not be just like this empty character. You have to be like the player character.
That would be
you.
That would be cool though if like there was a Pokemon game where I guess that's Pokemon Stadium where you can like play as like Misty's team or something. There's like these default teams,
I think that like there are people speculating online that is a route that Synapse might take. So like right now we are seeing. So I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this is about.
What?
So right now I've been talking about a lot of stuff tonight that I know, that I feel confident about, that I know about. I'm trying to explain stuff. I'm trying to explain my positions. Now this is the first time I'm going to talk about something I don't feel good about. I feel bad about this.
Oh no! What?
All right. There was a coup tweet.
Oh.
And
Here we go.
Before he tweeted the name of the game that was in the Terra Leak, LOL. His last tweet before that was a picture from Pokemon Masters EX, and it had all of these. I believe they're called synchro pairs.
Pairs. Yeah.
Sync pairs. My mistake. Sync pairs. And sync, obviously, very similar to Syn in Synapse. So it stands to reason that one could say, what if the Pokemon were not the thing that you were choosing? And what if you were choosing to play as, I am
this
Misty
person
riding on Star.
Yes. Riding on Gyarados.
I am Brock riding on Onyx.
Ooh, that's kind of fire.
People would love it.
It's tough, right? Because I think like part of the avenue for entry in this is that I like the idea of being one person.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
That's like choosing my weapon.
You are
like
a
you
trainer.
do in Monster Hunter,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Rather than like.
Oh, Jake, you unplugged, Jake. Or did I unplug? Hold on.
No, you're good. I hear you. I don't hear Jake.
Oh, it was me. It was me.
Sorry.
Yep.
No, I'm with you, Jake. I think actually that might actually be an element for why maybe I don't like some of these other games, right? Where like Masters EX doesn't appeal to me. I don't want to play as someone else. I want to be my own person. Let me think about this. I like Pokemon Go because I get to collect and train my own Pokemon. Pokemon Sleep functions the exact same way. I collect the Pokemon. I sleep with the Pokemon. We're chilling. It's my little camping team. I like the main series games. TCG Pocket, I do make my own decks. That's pretty fun. That gives me control. What are the other Pokemon games? Unite, it's default characters. I guess you get to...
You play as Pokemon.
Yeah, you get to play as a Pokemon. I don't know, that might be the through line. That might be the thing that makes me appreciate these Pokemon games. That like I want to be a person, like I want to be like a trainer, right? I want to imprint on it.
Yeah, here's my compromise. I think if it's up to me, I would love your player character is your player character, but there are little CPUs and NPCs all over this game that are characters from the Pokemon games. Okay? So you go out on a mission, and you go out with Red and his Snorlax. You go out with Lucas and his Dialga. You know what I'm saying? So
that sounds fun.
You get to like almost like in Pokemon Masters EX, there's kind of a similar thing at play where you do have like a standard trainer that is you.
Oh, you do have that.
You do. That is it. That exists. Yeah. And then there are all of these other people, and you can talk to them. You can give them voice acting.
That's
you
cool.
can, which, you know, and I like, that would be really cool to like, imagine, dude, Team Rocket shows up. James is coming in on a wheezing.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good time. Yeah, thank you. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I wasn't going to attempt it. I was like, no.
Wheezing. I love James.
They do have
James
voice
so
acting
funny.
in Pokemon Masters. So.
Exactly, dude. So just thinking about how Masters does it and what they allow for and what they don't. Thinking about how other games do it. Dusty, I was telling you earlier about DC Universe Online.
Yeah.
In that game, you create your own superhero. But
I think I've played. Has that been out since? Has that been out for a while? I played a version.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I played that in college. I made like a male Poison Ivy type character.
Dude, there you go. It's awesome because you make your own superhero, but I go over and I get missions from Superman and the Flash, and then I go fight bad guys. I go fight Gorilla Grodd and Bizarro.
Sure.
So imagine that where like some of the villains in this team, like maybe they deploy them in that way. So like they're bringing all this stuff together. And I gotta say, just because I know this is the kind of thing that it does make sense to maybe get out there and have it live for the 30th anniversary. So just
that's the title. That's
the
the game we enjoy in the interim.
I think having this game live it's another game that you can kind of like run events in and have live things going on in, but it's also very obviously, I think, like it's easy to do the thing that Pokemon likes to do, which is have a bunch of old stuff show up and be like, it's a celebration. So 30th anniversary shows up. You have Red show up. You have Giovanni and Mewtwo show up.
Sure.
You have, like, you know what I mean? Like it's they do this so much now that it's very easy to visualize how they would. Yeah. So
no, I love that. I love that.
I see it. Yeah, I can see it.
You guys want to cook for a second while I take a bio break?
Please.
Let me throw you a topic.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't even think I have a topic.
I was actually going to look at my, because I had ideas, and then I don't know if I ran through them already, but
because I want to talk about this rumor, but I'm enjoying this conversation. I don't want to miss.
Pokemon,
I don't want to miss the conversation. You know,
chat. Tell me which Pokemon you want to ride the most.
Yes, and that's the thing. Like, would this be a thing where you can actually, like, what's the roster? Is there 200 Pokemon that you can choose from?
No.
They've got to be
16.
specific Pokemon that you can actually ride, right?
Unfortunately, it's like a fighting game.
You
basically.
start at 16, and then every month and a half, you
There's
maybe
one
get
more.
one. You get
Okay.
one more. Yeah.
Free Metroid hat with the $5. Thank you so much. Pokemon Legends game idea, then Pokemon Legends Shadows, where you go ancient ore region. It would be so sick. And
That
that's
is kind of
actually
cool.
That is cool because the ore region is based on, I believe, on Arizona. So there's a lot of like historical stuff that you could do, from the last
Dusty,
from
go
like 100 years ago.
take your bio break. I got stuff to say. Go take your bio
right.
break.
Perfect.
So I do think so. Dusty was saying there, it's like, oh yeah, it's like only a month, a month, 2 months, whatever. Getting a new character, that's one thing. But I will say, as somebody that plays a lot of video games and plays a lot of games like this, part of the fun is really like, sometimes a new character comes out like in a fighting game, and I try them and I go, I don't really like. I'm just gonna go back to the guy I was playing before.
Right? Yeah. It's
really,
true.
the real fun is when you get like the new boss battles, when you get the new events, when it's
True.
like, oh, okay,
If it's that kind of game, then yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, okay, we're doing a summer event, and now all this stuff's going on. It gives me a reason to play the game the way that I want to play it. Or with this game, I keep imagining that like Suicune has showed up. They're running through the region. You got to take down Suicune. They're only gonna be here for 2 weeks. And then you get your exclusive Suicune hat that you can put on your train. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff is so stupid. But I love that shit. I'm like, oh, dude.
That's something that they would do. I think.
Yeah. Be really
100%. Sounds just like it. All of these people in the chat are giving you their answers.
I know. I'm reading them now, dude. There's some good answers here. I love the first one I saw from Nerdy Seb. Infernape. Not what I would have guessed.
No, that you'd be on fire probably.
I agree. Seems dangerous. And like, where are you holding on to Infernape from? The tail?
Like the gold, whatever these
on
are.
the haunches? Yeah. The shoulder pads.
The gold shoulder pads or whatever.
Yeah.
Matthias, I think, is my favorite answer. It just says "Ayo?" ?
Listen,
sus question.
I like a lot of these answers. I feel like Spiky said Torterra. I love the idea of Torterra being like a tanky guy. He's slow, but he can maybe really cool. He like builds walls, like protects you and stuff. That'd be really cool.
Because we didn't even talk about like the oh my gosh, I was gonna say Electabuzz, but it is not Electabuzz. It is Electivire, the like, evolution of Electabuzz. He like powers up and then just starts like doing some punching moves or whatever. And it's
so sick.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
If there's only like 16 in the roster or something, it's all about the depth of the character of the Pokemon, like of their moveset and what they can do and all that. So like with Torterra, it building up walls would be freaking amazing. So like each Pokemon would get their individual like really cool like moves. It's giving me like Smash Brothers vibes in a way, but different.
100%. And I think when people bring up the hero shooter thing, that's what I'm seeing the most. I'm seeing like in Marvel Rivals, when I play Groot, he literally makes little plant walls that people have to get around and stuff. And it's like, we've seen in those kinds of games how the characters are so bespoke. Sometimes they like throw up a shield. Sometimes they turn invisible. Sometimes they like, you could totally imagine like a Gengar, like turning into a shadow on the ground, like Garchomp swimming around and just being like, ooh, I'm going to go sneak behind people. And then, like
the player character's just surfing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't look at me. I'm in the shadow. But yeah, there's like so much cool. That's one of the cool things about having the Pokemon available to you as potential characters is that like the potential for like fighting movesets is unlimited. You can there's a Pokemon for anything you want to do. Oh, it's so sick, man.
Even people's like answers are just like making my mind go crazy because like Drapion, Octillery, like this is just crazy.
Oh man, Drapion would be so cool. Setting up poison traps all over the place and then doing damage over time.
Jesse Beard said Spinda. It's just Spinda.
Spinda, no.
There's just it's unlimited. It would be really cool, and if this is what it would be something like, because I know it's not going to be exactly this. We get hype about this kind of stuff, but then it ends up being, a little less than what we're really putting out there. But
like the fact that Game Freak is developing it though is like,
yeah, it's true.
In theory, that like gives a level of confidence and commitment, I think, to me, that they didn't just go out and find a third-party partner to license Pokemon out to. Like, that's so interesting.
Ownership of that. Yeah, that is cool.
I really hope that, like, dream scenario for this game, it gets to the point where, like, every presentation or whatever, I'm dying to know what's coming next to Synapse. Yeah. I'm like, who are they? Dude, they show Psyduck is coming to Synapse. I'm like,
That is crazy. We were
This
talking.
time it'll be Gold Duck, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder
you're
how-
right. Yeah.
How evolutions would work, even though maybe you could evolve them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you're riding Golduck like just like piggyback.
Yeah, I mean that's how Decidueye was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
On that topic, not to like go too far from like what you could ride, but the talking about Game Freak again doing this. So Game Freak right now is doing Legends ZA and they're doing Gen 10. They only have 2 teams as far as we know, but there are people from Game Freak that are part of Pokemon Works, and then there's the Ilka people that are part of Pokemon Works. So the thing is that this would be mostly an Ilka game. And so I don't know, Dusty, if you want to pull up Ilka games again so you can get excited again, but like that's kind of what it would look like the One Piece Odyssey vibes.
Sure.
Like I am still pretty excited if Ilka's doing it. I know people give them a lot of hate, but they still make good looking games. Like BDSP is just like a weird thing that they did.
Yeah, can I say I feel like Ilka's gotten a really bad rap because of but
A couple people on YouTube.
Why don't people recognize that BDSP was a very specific scenario that was like a failure of kind of like the corporate direction and the real life circumstances at the time? Like
I agree with you so much.
Like we pretty much know that they produced BDSP in about a year and a half of dev time through COVID.
Yeah.
No.
Insane.
Insane. Like, obviously, under any other situation, the corporate powers that be would be like, oh, let's not be crazy people and demand this game comes out. So it's not their fault, dude. It's like, it kind of drives me crazy because like they're literally a support studio. That's like their thing. And people get on them like they were not doing their job.
Yeah.
Like,
what happened was like BDSP was new and Ilka was new. So they said, those are the problems.
Yeah.
This
interesting.
looks, anyways, yeah.
But stuff like this, like you could see Synapse running like something like this, and
I mean, this is
even
a turn-based
graphics-
RPG, but yeah.
yeah. But even the graphics, I'm not talking about the style, just like how it looks. But the graphics of Rodeo, I'm pretty sure were developed by Ilka. Like the Pokemon Works was not in existence at that point, so it's like Ilka and Game Freak together. Like
yeah. I mean, it's kind of all the same thing, but yeah. Yeah, man, this is I'm excited. I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think Pokemon games are so much fun. People love to just like rage, but
I'm on the fence still. I'm excited about what we're talking about, but the truth is we don't know what it's really going to be at all. Like it could be completely different. What we're talking about is Rodeo, and it's just like there's a good chance that they're connected. I don't know. So I'm just holding out for Pokemon Day and hoping for the best. Like,
I know it's coming up. It's coming up soon. So something I want to talk about. This is interesting. Okay, 2-3 days ago, Lumi in our little private channel on our secret Discord sent me a 4chan leak, and I didn't post it because I said it looks kind of plain. Not too interested in it. Truthfully, I didn't really look at it that deeply. I think I just like skimmed it, didn't see anything, and moved on. But after earlier today, when we had Pyoro, man, I have a tough time pronouncing that. I'm trying really hard to say Pyoro. Okay, I got it. Pyoro. Okay.
It's actually,
Pyoro.
Is it actually that? Because it's from that duck creature, right?
Yeah, the duck and bean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard it before.
Yoshi tongue.
I only know it because it was like a WarioWare mini. We're getting off topic. Dusty, continue with the thing you saw.
The views are going down. People are clicking off.
Dusty, tell me about what rustled your jimmies in this 4chan league.
Insane. Okay, so
okay,
didn't care about this thing. This morning I wake up. Our beautiful intern had already made some posts on our Twitter page, alerting to me that Pyoro had teased this project Synapse, right? Okay, everyone starts thinking about stuff. And then I go back to this rumor. Actually, Jake, I think you sent it to me, and then I realized, oh my God. This is the order of operations. It was like 8 a.m., whatever, I don't know. You sent it to me, and then I said, holy shoot, I have seen this before.
Right.
This is the thing right here. Okay, we got a lot of stuff I don't really care about. Go Masters, TCG Pocket, anime. This is why I think I actually clicked off. But then,
That's what Pokemon Day is going to be like, bro.
yeah, I know, but we're going for the main event. And then I noticed it says Pokemon Clash. This rumor is suggesting on Pokemon Day we will see a new Pokemon project called Pokemon Clash. It's a new spin-off game. There's 2 teams of 6 battles in various game modes. And there's a couple different modes, right? Capture the flag, claiming the certain side of the field, elimination. And the gameplay is similar to Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. That's like what we're discussing today, right? There's two things you can think about. For one, you could say, this person wrote this up, and they know something. And they know something, and it's aligned with Pyoro. Or you could say this person wrote this up with the knowledge that we got last year in the Terra League.
Yes.
And that's maybe what we're looking at right
yes.
here.
Yeah.
Because can I tell you, I would say this is a bad interpretation of the knowledge we got in the Terra League. For one thing, they would never name a game Clash. Can I tell you why?
Agree.
Why?
Do we know why?
It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good,
It doesn't,
first of all.
but also one of the consistently highest grossing mobile games on the App Store
is
Come on, you got it.
I know it. It's Marvel.
Come on.
No,
it's not Marvel.
Oh, it's Clash of Clans.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh.
Clash of Clans.
Got it.
I didn't think of it
Got
like
it.
that.
And I gotta tell you, I think that the word clash and how it's used in the mobile game space is very specific, and I don't think that they would want to be tangled up in that, especially since the kind of game that they're describing in this league is not at all like those Clash games. So mix bad messaging.
Okay.
So already right off the jump, I think that that's a point against it. Second thing is that, once again, if we're working off of what we know about Pokemon Rodeo, I think one of the core elements of this game is that Pokemon Unite is almost exclusively a player versus player experience. You are controlling Pokemon, you are attacking other players, you are competing with each other. I think something that makes this game different, Dusty, you were talking about that earlier, having a different offering, is that this is a team-based player versus environment game.
Ooh.
You have a team, you go out and you fight a big boss together. You're exploring the area and you're saying, we're going to go take down that big dark Ho-Oh. And saying oh, we're putting out a 6v6 game, not to be confused with our 5v5 Pokemon game.
Yeah. So true.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
In our 3v3 game and our 2v2 game. Yeah.
No, shut it down. Shut it down.
Oh my God.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my God.
I will not have
that
this.
And the Legends ZA portion of it is just literally every other.
Stupid. Yeah, agreed.
It's literally every other 4chan rumor.
Yeah, the Legends ZA thing actually made me feel like this is incorrect. Okay.
No sauce.
Starters are anytime I see starters are Snivy, Scorbunny, and Piplup, I go, nope. That's the YouTubers. That's MNJTV. That's Hoops. Those are our friends, but those are the YouTubers. And and I'm like, that can't be it. It can't be it. It can't be it. It's the most popular theory, and it can't be it.
What if it was though?
Then that would be
shocking.
I like this. I'm fine with this lineup. But
now I will say I texted Dusty today. Dusty, do not reveal. Do not reveal.
Yeah, what do you say?
Don't reveal. But I texted Dusty today, and I did say, save this text. And I sent him the name of the starters.
Yeah.
And don't reveal. I just want to say that I did that. And I said, day after Pokemon Day, this will be a great post.
Oh, dude. I'm not.
But now I need to know. You have to send it to me later or something because I need to see.
Man, where is it? Hold on.
Oh, man.
Dusty
doesn't even have it.
It is. No, I got it. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's on my phone. You know what? I should get a case on shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. Wow. We have some awesome Kalos and Legend ZA themed cases there. I should get
ordered a hat the other day.
You did? Yeah, dude. Thank you so much.
We saw that.
You know, my
chest pin hat coming in the mail.
That's awesome. My package actually came in. Maybe at the end of the stream I'll unbox some new merch.
One really quick thing though, I do want to say is that, listen, even though it's a stupid name, if you're telling me Game Freak made a hero shooter, but it's Pokemon, I won't complain. All right, you're telling me I'm pushing the payload, but I don't know if either of you have ever seen Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like what you're pushing a truck
Yeah.
and the other team is trying to stop the truck. You're telling me I'm little Psyduck next to that truck and I'm going
Using your
just,
psychic
doing-
abilities.
Yeah, like an area of effect around
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
to,
yeah.
like, dude, like that would absolutely rip, dude.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
be
yeah.
all about it.
Yeah,
But,
I wouldn't
but,
complain
yeah.
either.
I
would
just don't think it makes sense. But
Yeah.
I would be extremely happy if it's there. I just can't believe that we went from 0 chance to extremely high chance that I'm gonna get my dream of an action game being in this presents.
Jay,
I can't believe it.
Can I spoil that? I think it was last night. You said, man,
Yesterday during the day at 5 p.m.
Hold
I
on.
texted Dusty and I said,
That's been memorized.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
Yep,
You're
yep,
sending me a lot of stuff. Hold on. There's like pictures. Okay, hold on. No, dumb. Yeah, keep talking. I'll find it.
it was yesterday around 5 p.m. if that helps.
We did have a Red as member for 4 months.
Yeah.
that- if you want me to read it real quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
read it. Thank you,
Is
Red.
anyone still? Yeah, thank you. Is anyone still hoping we get Gen 5 remakes for Switch 2 on Pokemon Day? Also, I want Mega Kangaskhan for Synapse. And I get a
Yes.
pouch,
Hey,
buddy.
That's
a great
so
one.
good.
Lock it in, honestly.
I
That
don't
sounds
really
good.
like Kangaskhan, but that is cute. Also, Gen 5 remakes are basically dead with Synapse. Like I don't see it.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's if that's a thing happening this year, plus Legends ZA, I think it's done for this year at least.
And listen, there's always the off chance that they went out and they found a third party partner and they said we're gonna give them the keys to make this. But like even then,
I mean
like,
that's the backstory of Gen 5 remakes. But I still, even then, like you were about to say,
Release
I don't see
schedule.
it. Yeah, release schedule.
doesn't make sense. Feels like a weird
Yeah.
time to deploy them, especially if I like the thing that the narrative we're creating right now about the pushing of the mega evolutions.
Sure.
And I feel like you kind of see things going in a certain direction. And I feel like Gen 5 remakes are not like it's not the thing that we're in a console transition period. There's like a lot of stuff going on. I just don't see the need for it right now. I feel like it'd be
there's no
Yeah.
need, and people
Yeah.
probably get me confused a little bit. Which that's probably not the right phrase, but like I don't even really want a Gen 5 remake. I've just been trying. People think that I'm like the Gen 5 remake guy, but I'm not. Like I would love to have one, but I'm not like that's what I need.
He needs the Gen 7 ports.
Yeah, true. What happened was
Same.
we heard leaks of this stuff happening, and that's what has spurred me on to be like, but
It's
this has got to
happening.
happen. So what we've heard back in the day at the beginning, we heard that it was a Unova game. It was not a black and white game remade. It was just a game that is in Unova, made by Ilka and Game Freak. And when I heard this Synapse news, I was like, could this be a Unova-based game that is made by Ilka and Game Freak? And I was like, is that the black and white remake this whole time?
Oh my god, yeah.
Because that was the original thing we heard. It was like made like that.
I
And
think we just gotta let go
I
of
don't know.
what we heard.
Let go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Last year.
oh,
Look at
it
us.
will be let go soon.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some
And I
things.
want to clarify something I'm seeing about people talking about BDSP in the chat a little bit. The idea that this was like a big L or like a failure in any regard is complete fan fiction. Like
Yeah, true. It was
the
not a
Nintendo
failure.
the Nintendo Switch is a phenomenally successful platform, right? And Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are the 15th best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch. 15.
Yeah, bro.
Number 15.
We're getting
dude.
more.
That is like in no universe is that anywhere close to a failure. That means that those games sold better than Luigi's Mansion
Lego
3,
Star Wars, the 5th version. Everything. Every game that you bought
Oh, okay,
He's
I
like,
got you.
"What?"
I got you. But like a great Mario Party game, like Mario Party Superstars, a franchise known for selling gangbusters, did not sell as well as Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. So like
Yeah.
we need to have some perspective when it comes to this stuff. And however much money they spent on BDSP, probably nothing, I'm sure yielded them a huge return.
How much
So
do we think?
why-
How much do we think? How much does it cost on a budget to make a Pokemon game? To make a game on Unity, a remake on a budget, $1 million, $3 million.
Listen,
I don't even know.
According to what I've read, they only had to staff these people for a year and a half. So I don't even like.
How many salaries is that? Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But compared to like any game, any modern game, any video game studio, whatever they spent on BDSP and the return they got out of it is so insanely. That's such a massive W that it would not surprise me if they said,
Let's
"Guys,
make them all."
Game Freak has bigger fish to fry. Let's go give a third party partner some meager budget, license this out. They're gonna go make this Pokemon game for us. Game Freak wants to do bigger things. They're gonna make Legends. They're gonna make Synapse. They're gonna make Gen 10. They're gonna make. What do you mean doing these old remakes? That's way too small fry for little old Game Freak over here. When you can have BDSP, when you can have the
Legends are the Legends games. Those are the new remakes. 100%.
Of course,
And I'm sure down the line there's gonna be a new version of that. I get it. I totally get it.
I agree
all
wholeheartedly.
BSP
They could do something like that. And people, the thing is that people, not to cut you off, Dusty,
No,
but
it's all good.
people like are just constantly asking for black and white remakes.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
weird.
They
I think
know that people want it. Like Poka Sutami told me the other day that literally Japan is expecting black and white remakes in this presents. Like they're excited.
Do you think that this is like the bubble within the bubble though?
Yeah, it's like it was created, the hype got out there, but like our internal bubble has popped, but everyone else, the normies, the general public, my friend who lives in Maine who plays a Pokemon game every 4 or 5 years, right, is like, yo,
he lives in Maine.
I saw a rumor that the Gen 5 remakes are coming back. I love Gen 5, you know?
Yeah, well, it's good for them. But the thing is, though, too, they all think of it like that, but then they don't think of it as Just a Faithful remake. Like, I've been thinking of it as Just a Faithful remake from the beginning. Like, I have
It's
not
a
been
glorified
like, obviously I'll
port.
speculate. Yeah, but it's really a reskin, and I've never been like everyone has been like just so hype about it, and I'm like, but it's really
You're not gonna get anything
like
else. Yeah,
black
there's
and
nothing.
white BDSP.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what you're getting. But anyway, it's a whole thing.
We got a super chat. N Simmons with the $5. Thank you so much. Doki V.
Dokev.
What is that?
A game.
So this was a game. This was a game that was revealed like a few years ago at this point, and I gotta tell you, it came out of the gate with this trailer. It looked absolutely phenomenal. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be crazy!" It had some like Pokemon-esque elements to it.
Oh,
but
I have seen this.
but it's a Korean game, and in the time since it was revealed, reporting has come out that suggests that the game is completely fake. That is
What?
That it's not a yes, that it is not a video game.
That's hilarious.
How do you even do?
It
Yeah,
is-
like the Gen 5 remakes.
Like some level of it is like an investment scam, and like I like that. This is just the reporting that I have read. I am under the impression that something is amiss with Dokev. So just so we all have that.
I mean, it does look adorable, but it's yeah. But like,
Thank
imagine
you for the
Pokemon.
$5.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll read your message. Doki V, a game that was supposed to come out on PS5 may or may not still come out. Imagine Pokemon looking like this. I mean, like, yeah, dude, this is gorgeous.
This is insane looking, though.
There's
I think
gotta
the background
there
is like literally fake, like
it's just like AI.
picture.
Yeah, it's like a picture. Yeah. Could we ever see a Pokemon game look this amazing?
Hopefully,
'Cause
but
this-
by that time,
Because
the,
I've
like,
lowered my
modern
standards.
Other stuff will be like 10 times better than this.
So
Sure.
here's the thing. Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet have poisoned the well.
Yeah.
They have poisoned the well. And Scarlet and Violet were a unique situation. Obviously, the world was a mess, but they were also, I think the world being a mess also aligned with Game Freak being very ambitious, which made the perfect storm of a terrible situation. So, with this in mind, I think that people are going to be surprised with both Legends ZA and Gen 10 because the well has been poisoned by Scarlet and Violet.
We're assuming the worst.
Exactly. People have this idea of Game Freak now that I think has just been sensationalized online for the past few years.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to see Legends ZA and everybody's going to go, you know what it's going to be? I'm going to prepare you all for this right now.
Yeah.
It's going to look so good. People are going to be paranoid that it's a Switch 2 game. And everyone on the internet is going to go, there's no way this is running on the Nintendo Switch. It must be a Switch 2 game.
Sure.
And the exact same thing has happened with Nintendo Switch games in the past. Mario Rabbids 2, famously, when it was revealed, everybody thought it looked too good to be running on the Switch. So everybody thought it was running on Switch Pro. And
Switch Pro,
yeah, which turned out not to be real.
Yeah.
So
which is
I'm telling
like
you,
Doki
they're gonna show Legends ZA, and people are gonna start freaking out. And they're gonna say, "Oh, it's definitely actually a Switch 2 game," and then it won't be, and it'll just be this stupid discourse we have to entertain for months. So
I think part of that is gonna be what people are gonna be saying is, "Thank God, Game Freak took a gap year." And I'm like, I think
say that, but it's
and I'm like, they're working on other
totally
stuff.
fake, extremely
it's not even
fake.
real.
It's not real.
That like whole narrative drives me nuts.
Yeah,
man.
me
It
too.
drives me
It's
crazy.
totally, completely fan fiction. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Before we get to this next wonderful super chat by Mitchell, yeah, I want to show the proof. Yesterday, 5:25 p.m. Jake Steinberg says, I get a little text. It says,
wait, but is this what he didn't want you to say, or is
No,
this
this is
what he yeah.
Okay.
He goes 5:25 yesterday for the VOD listeners. This is February 23rd. He goes officially high on hopium for Synapse. And I'm just like, oh yeah, Terra League stuff is awesome, right? This was in regard to the Anaheim the World's 2025 poster.
This is in our chat on Discord as well.
Yeah.
And no, this I want to be clear. This was not in response to anything. This was me living my life, thinking about the dream that was canceled Rodeo, and thinking to myself, maybe there's a chance. Because listen,
was this before the Pyoro thing or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was
This
just
was like
eating dinner. I was eating
5
Chinese
hours
food upstairs.
before the Pyora thing. Yeah, and I literally was just like, man, the dream of an action Pokemon game.
We were talking about it on that live stream.
Sure.
Because
that's probably when you were.
I never stopped thinking about it. So
You had never stopped.
I literally never stopped thinking about it.
I forgot about it immediately.
All day, I think Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon action game on a loop. That's all I'm doing.
What's funny is I watched Austin John plays like his Pokemon predictions.
I gotta
video,
watch that
for Pokemon Presents, and what he did was like some kind of like math equation somehow. He like took everything from the Terra League and was like, we're gonna see all of this in it. And when he brought up Synapse, I was like, bro, that was just like a random game in there that's not ever gonna happen. I never thought it was ever going to happen, and I was like, this is funny that he put it in there. I'm not. No shade at all to him, but I was just like, there's nothing happened. And then days later, I end up hearing about it, and then Pyoro actually confirms it, and then here we are. So it's just like it's pretty wild in general that it's back. Like you said, 0 to 99.
Yeah, 0 to 99. It was incredible. Well, you know what the really weird thing was is that back when Dusty, you and I did that stream, and then this is gonna be my last thing, and I'm gonna go have dinner. But
I actually need to do
wrapping.
that.
No,
well.
we're wrapping.
We're wrapping up. Okay,
we're
Dusty,
wrapping.
when you and I did that stream and we talked about Rodeo, and I got extremely enthusiastic about it, I felt like no one on the internet cared about Rodeo more than me.
Yeah.
And I
think
don't know
probably
why.
I think
right,
that's true.
actually.
Listen, Jake, there
You're
was a
probably
lot
right.
of stuff going on. I think everyone picked their favorites. But I agree.
I was shocked that like these trashed Pokemon designs, everybody was losing their mind, and
They're
I'm
amazing.
I was going over here going, guys, there's a whole video game here, like a whole one.
Listen, I did like Rodeo a lot, though. I will say, when I saw it, I was like, this is incredible. You can go back and just find my face, but I was like, I was blown away by everything.
But I think you both agree that like in this space, it was not like what people came to the Terra League for, you know?
No, we were here for the scrapped old stuff, which I think from my perspective makes sense because it's like it's stuff that I'm familiar with. I want to learn about how things were made. I want to see earlier versions of the Pokemon that I love. I want to see what, in an alternate timeline, whatever the Pokemon could have been. That's interesting to me. All the concept art, I love that. But this new thing of an MMO or whatever, it's not. I know it's not that. Yeah, this MMORPG. Leave a comment.
Correct.
Right, like whatever Synapse is gonna be. Like
Synapse.
I don't know if I'm gonna play it. So
Is it the Sign
be?
Crow machine? Is it the Sign Crow machine?
Yes, it's the Sign Crow machine.
Okay.
It's Seinfeld.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sign Crow.
Sign Crow. It does kind of sound like that.
All right, Dusty, get us out of here. But first, I need to know, Pokemon Synapse. You're riding a Pokemon. You're doing commands. Tell me the Pokemon you want to ride, you want to play as, and what kind of character are they?
Hold on.
Are they doing defenses? Are they sniping? Are they support? What do they do?
Let's close on that, but
Dusty?
I gotta read Mitchell's super chat, very generous super chat with the 10 bomb. Thank you so much. Hey guys, this is from Mitchell. Hey guys, I imagine he's like writing like a card to us. Hey guys, in terms of remakes, the only kind of remakes I want is open world versions of old gens. Oh yes. Yes, dude, we could go for another hour. But everyone seems to just talk about faithful remakes. Open world Kanto and Johto would sell.
Dude,
love Mitchell.
Anything Johto and Kanto would sell, period. But
this is exactly what I was saying earlier, where like Scarlet and Violet poisoned the well. I think BDSP poisoned the well for people imagining remakes as well. Yeah. Like that was a very unique situation that I don't think we'll ever hear Game Freak say faithful remakes again.
No.
No, probably
I don't think so.
But we will get those games.
It's a negative connotation.
I agree, but I think it's like something like the other remakes they've done in the past. Yeah.
Mitchell,
I have one closing remark. Oh, but go for it before.
Mitchell, I don't know if you're new here, but we do have an entire we have so many old videos talking about Generation 10, and I think when we talk about open world games, actually just on our last live stream, the thing that I've been thinking about a lot, where I'm at when I'm imagining a Gen 10 game, I like the idea of a game that is kind of living, that gets these updated DLC locations. Maybe not even DLC. Maybe they're just in base game. But these little, like, I want to basically be in a Pokemon world that is open world, that is to scale, kind of looks like Scarlet and Violet. I'm sorry, Sword and Shield. It looks like Sword and Shield, where everything's to scale. I like that. And what we can then do is not go to the entirety of Johto, but maybe just go to Olivine City, which is a port city. And maybe you can get very easy access to the Burn Tower and to the Whirl Islands, right? So there's like lore, there's something there. Maybe that's even too much. Just Olivine. Then you go to just Vermilion. Then you just, This is a whole podcast about Generation 10.
And he's actually talked about it as well.
Yeah, I've talked about
it. He's a podcast timer.
But when we talk, when we talk about an open world versions of older games, I think Legends ZA is a step in that direction where we're getting.
I think this is a good podcast topic. What he just Mitchell brought up, like we could do a whole podcast on that.
I think 100%. The beauty of ZA being in Lumio City is that the game is literally going to be a giant city, and it can be completely fleshed out to what it actually would look like. Not top down on the 3DS, but like a fully immersive city. So yeah, I love this. I love this concept. Jake, okay, your question is, what do we want to see?
I had one
Synapse?
Closing remark really quick before we do that, and that is I just want to say that black-white remakes are still possible, but the only way is if Synapse is a mobile, like just mobile. That's how I feel about it,
dude.
That's how I feel about it.
We're literally gonna find out in like 2 days, 3 days.
I know. If it's still a mobile game, and maybe we don't even see the black-white remakes. I just want to keep the hope alive a little bit, and that is, we don't see it in this because it's just a Switch 2 game, so they won't. It won't be in the presents.
Fair
anyway.
prediction.
So, yeah. Anyway, your question: what Pokemon do we want to ride in this rodeo?
And what kind of character class are they? Like, what are they doing on the battlefield?
Me and Dusty are both gonna say Scizor. Probably.
No, I'm gonna say something different.
I don't know. I was just guessing.
Yeah, that I would say that, but I'm looking. I'm gonna pull up.
Let me think.
You start thinking. I've got some answers from the chat in here. R3D
Nido King would be crazy.
Suicune is an offensive support. Love that.
Are legendaries allowed?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You got Ho-Oh in there, dude. Come on. Yeah.
Gyarados would be cool.
Okay.
I'm thinking about Pokemon that I
like
want to
that.
actually ride. Snorlax has got to be in there.
I was thinking this guy right here, Glastrier, but
Ooh, that's
Yep,
cool.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
let me go to later gens.
Speedy.
it'd be pretty like very just man on a horse though. So
Right.
it's kind of basic.
Salamence, dude. I want to ride around on a Salamence. But I guess it's got to be kind of goofy. Like how would I sit on it? I think Salamence makes sense. I would like hold onto its horns and I'd be like, I'd be like laying on it almost.
Salamence was in the Pokemon Rodeo roster image, so.
Was it? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yep. So was Conkeldurr, by the way.
Oh,
that's a good one for Dusty,
yeah, that's the black and white remakes. It's just Conkeldurr.
Well, you know what's great about
Synapse.
Conkeldurr? You could literally imagine him like creating like cement walls and stuff, and like being like
he's an earthbender. Oh, that's so sick. That's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be really cool.
Skip
okay
past
for me. I'm going with. Oh man, that's so. At first I couldn't think of Pokemon, and now I looked at my favorites, and I'm like, dang, I want all of them. I think I would go with either the Dunsparce, like the biggest Dunsparce ever, and you just like kind of surf on them.
That's fun. Yeah, you're surfing on them.
Yeah, like you're
that.
just going around like Snake. I was thinking Gigalith though too, because Gigalith would be freaking crazy.
That'd be cool.
But so like, what kind of attacker would the Dunsparce be? Maybe more defense even.
Tony Dex
support, defensive support. That's cool.
Yeah.
Tony Dex says he's been a legendary member for 1 month. Says Cramorant is the perfect ride Pokemon.
That's a good one.
You're in its mouth.
Yep.
I think you would have to like hold on to its feet actually, and it would just be
All right,
flying.
this is my pick.
Yep.
Not Aegislash, but Doublade. I want to sit crisscross applesauce on the little hilt, the floating hilt, and then the two Doublade come out and they're just slashing all around you. Incredible, dude. That would be the coolest thing in the whole world.
I don't know if I see the vision.
Look at.
I don't really either, but
I don't know if I see the. I don't know how you're sitting on it.
No. So this comes out. This thing flattens. It's like a little pedestal or like a little platform, and you crisscross applesauce on it. You're like meditating, and these two arms, they could be holding you, and you're just like you're hacking and slashing. It's kind of goofy. It's kind of badass. I think this is my pick. Locking it in, and I think Aegislash is actually kind of a bad design. So Doublade's better.
Did you say yours, Jake?
No, I want Blastoise.
Oh wow,
that's
big boy cool. Blastoise.
I love the idea of like we're fighting a big boss, right? And I'm like, guys, I need you to make a distraction. I'm setting up for my big cannon blast. And he's like landing in the ground, and he's like, Hydro Pump! Boom!
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It's like, but if you can get interrupted, it's like I need the distraction. I need the time to get it.
How would you ride it though? That's the thing we need to think about with this. Like,
you have to be on its back.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'd kind of be like in its shell, so I'd be like between skin and shell.
Oh my god!
Like on its head.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like right here, like behind my like collar. Yeah.
Yeah, because that way you can still do his like little defensive maneuver where he goes in the shell and you're with him in there.
This is so fun. I'm like imagining now, like with Minior, like you're inside the shell. Minior breaks and you're like, I'm here.
Right.
We got a massive super chat right here by Red. Thank you, man, so much for the $20. All these suggestions everyone's making could get megas. Ooh.
Yeah, true.
Think that means Conkeldurr and Suicune are getting megas.
I mean, we already know Conkeldurr's getting a mega.
Oh, he's got to, dude. He's got to.
Yeah, so it's all
those stones turn sharp. Free Metroid hat with the super chat. I want to ride the Lugia from the movie 2000. Oh
yes,
my
that's
god,
real, bro. I was trying to stay away from like gigantic dragons because obviously I'd pick like Lugia or Necrozma doing something crazy. But that is a good pick. I can't lie.
Melmetal would be kind of cool
for that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. All right,
this is probably the last time I'll be on Hidden Power before the Pokemon Presents.
Yeah, dude. So please,
God bless. Good luck.
We hope you can. We hope you can come back after Pokemon Day. That'd be great.
Definitely after.
Are you gonna be streaming on your channel?
I'll be streaming on my channel.
Or on your I'm assuming Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Jake Knows It.
Love it so much. Jake, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, bro.
It's good to see you, Soul. It's good to see you guys. Yeah. Definitely. I don't know. Just plugs all around. Actually, Jake, you can bounce. I'm actually gonna go grab the new merch, and I'm gonna open that up right now.
You've got it.
It's upstairs. I have to just. Did I bring it? No, it's right here.
Perfect. Because
Do you have a hat? Do you have a hat? I'd like to see one.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I have a hat. I was wearing a hat earlier.
Okay, I want to see.
Oh,
the
you know
hat.
what? So this is only one item. It's only one item. This is the sweatshirt.
All right, let's see it. Then I'm logging off.
Dude, I'm excited about this. Oh, this is so sick, dude.
Let's see.
Dude. Oh. Tell me that's not an address.
No, I might have to go in. Let's see.
We got the.
Do I need this?
Hidden
I gotta
power.
make it bigger. I can't.
Dude, and it's embroidered. It's embroidered.
I love
embroidered.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
that looks
embroidered, dude.
That's pretty nice.
And
Yeah,
on
it's
the
not just
back-
a screen print.
Yeah. And on
Very
the back,
nice.
We
Very
got
nice.
look at there's all the Kalos Pokemon. We got
Chessman.
Froakie, Chessman. Oh, dude, this is
I
so
love
sick.
the
Zygarde, Lucario.
legendaries. Yeah.
You know what's nice about this? Let me pay you guys a
Please.
compliment.
Please.
Pokemon merch is so cringe. that is actually like nice and low key enough that you could wear that and not be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
yeah, like that's you could just live your life in that.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, because actually that
Oh my God.
that was the vision of our designer Noivi. We did tell him
It
we
looks
wanted
like
something
modern
close.
clothing. It's crazy.
It does.
It's just,
Yeah, exactly.
This is I've been joking that this whole merch line is about feeling like the main character, and that is in Legends EA, but also in real life.
Nice.
Thank you guys for
Very
being
beautiful.
here. Appreciate all the support. Oh, did we get another super chat? No. That was we read that one. That's great.
Yep.
Go check out all those videos we just put out with Toby. No, go check out Jake on Twitch. Go check out Jake on Twitch. And
Yeah.
And get some merch. Shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.